Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be checking out more Nikke music. And today's is Goddess Fall, Sing for the Queen. I did receive a few requests from this from all of you, so I decided to check it out. Now I do know the anniversary is now over. At least the last time I checked it was already going to end, so I assume it's over now. But I really wanted to check out this song. And thankfully everyone else also agreed that I should check it out, so here we are. If you have a request for me that you would really want me to react to, then you can make your request on my sponsor, which is down below, linked right there, sponsor.app/trailblazer_Didina. Each goal has different requirements and goals, so you'll have to read through the details to really know how it works. It's not like all of them are reach this end goal and then I'll react to it. It's not really like that for all of them. So if you are interested, then go ahead and check it out there. In any case, let's get started.
Oh, mother of ashes, spreading the wings of a dust,
Oh, I assume she's the enemy this time, hopefully. Gosh, she's creepy. But I assume that she is the queen of the enemies, perhaps? Kind of like a queen bee or the ant. She definitely feels like the final boss. I guess this is a song. Let me pause it for a second. I feel like the song is in the point of view of the raptures with the queen, the whole idea that she's going to bring salvation. From what I remember when we were going through that one chapter with Marian, I believe that was her name. And she was, I remember a long time ago, obviously it was like a while back because the most recent chapter I did read through didn't really bring it back up, I suppose, or, you know, mention whatever she mentioned previously. But when she was talking about how she is doing this for the queen, I assume this is the queen that she's talking about. And this is the ruler of all raptures. But at the same time, from what I remember, what you guys told me is that we just finished the prologue. So that means either this woman or rapture queen thing survives whatever happens at the end of the prologue, which again, I don't really know because I did not play the anniversary event to avoid spoilers. But I do assume that she's either, you know, runs away or somehow survives the prologue fight, or she just drops by and is like, yo, I am the ruler, and then goes away like in some other games. Or my final guess is that she's not the actual like final boss, and that she is supposedly the final boss, but in reality there's someone above her in the rapture, I guess, hierarchy, to put it simply. So this song really reminds me, it's like in the point of view of all the underlings or the ones that aren't as powerful as this rapture, assuming she is a rapture. The rapture is the monster thing, right? The enemies. sometimes I get these like names and terms confused, especially after I don't play for a while. But that's what my assumption is, and we'll be replaying this again to check the actual lyrics a bit more closely. But that's my initial thoughts as I'm listening to this. Also, the music is really good. They never miss. At least it really imposes the authority and intensity of the boss in this song. Maybe even the final battle. Oh, I got chills right there. She kind of reminds me of someone. I just can't recall the top of my head. Oh, who does she remind me of? Oh, it kind of reminds me of Solo Leveling, if you did watch it. I mean, it was popular enough, so I'm sure some of you guys have watched it. But it does remind me of the Jeju-do or Jeju Island Ant arc. The music, at least the vibe it gives, it really reminds me of that. The despair that one feels when they're facing the enemy and the worry that, you know, everything's not going to work out for the best. That particular tasteful feeling, I say tasteful, but it's not actually a tasteful feeling, but it makes you really recognize the power and strength that this queen has over the raptures, and even instill fear and helplessness in those who are against her. It's quite terrifying, but honestly, this one might be more to my taste than the other anniversary song. Okay, so I do want to go back and look through the lyrics again. But initial impressions, I love this song. I think it might be my favorite out of all the Nikke music that I've listened to so far. The orchestral music, the intensity as it builds up, and the beautiful voice that just brings about command throughout the music is so tasteful. I just love it. You can feel the royalty, if that makes sense. Like, you can't deny how much authority this rapture commands, if we can even call it rapture. I'm pretty sure there's like different levels of rapture hierarchy, and I just don't know the actual terms for it, maybe, unless they don't really have anything like that, then maybe they should. But she's definitely like up there. you don't even doubt it. She's up there. There's no way that she's not. But again, it feels like a whole the queen bee, or you know, the queen for the ants, the mother, essentially. A lot of it feels like nurturing types of words, like you're born from me, your existence is for me, and I am the true power that you should, you know, revere.
Oh, mother of ashes, spreading the wings of a day's glory, splendid to see.
There you go. Her Majesty, blessed by her, you know? It's definitely giving off those vibes. You can't deny it. Oh gosh, that cello is beautiful. I'm pretty sure that's cello. I played violin, but I prefer cello. At least when it comes to the sound.
Upon the vault of time, skies shattered in void.
So the part right here where it says eyes upon the vault of time, it kind of gives you the impression that this queen is almost invincible or immortal, and even time won't capture her and trap her into a, I guess, agonizing slow death, if one might say it that way.
Time, skies shattered.
And the sky shattered and decline, I do wonder if that's a literal thing where it feels like skies are actually shattering as she comes down and, you know, makes her presence known to everyone in amongst all the Nikkes and whatnot. The cries echoing the silent haze of day really gives the impression that her presence really makes you feel like you just want to give up on life. I mean, if you imagine silence and haze and crying that's echoing, all you can think about is despair. Like there's no way that you can survive that kind of thing. Sorry. Oh, okay, so it says fading away. So let me see. Yeah, so fading away, the imagery that you see from those are all about death and despair and no hope. And just like this line where it says, tearing the light of dawn. So she is literally with her ashes destroying and covering up the light. AKA darkness is here and you are all basically fudged. To put it PG-13 wise. So there we go, radiant unseen. So basically all light is gone. There's no hope. We're all screwed and we're gonna all die. That's pretty much what the impression that she's giving. But then for the raptures is obviously a beautiful thing. The world is astray and fading away. It's lost, it's found, it's her disaster. So it's lost, it's found, and it's her disaster. I do wonder if it's implying that she did lose at one point in the beginning, maybe like far in the back in the day when she first appeared perhaps, and then she was discovered to be actually true, and then she decides to wreak havoc and destruction. It is my ultimate guess, but who knows? Like I said, I don't really have context, actual context, since I didn't really play far enough. I don't remember what chapter I'm on. You could probably check the live tab to see what the latest chapter I finished. But clearly, she's definitely gonna destroy everyone. Or at least it'll feel like it. Now this line, all hail to the queen for she brings other, is what I felt like was how the raptures viewed and what is in the raptures point of view. Since, you know, all hail to the queen. In this one too, all hail to the queen. Salvation, despair, and absolution. I think those lines are pretty much in the point of view of the raptures. Draped in fire, unmaking the laws of the sun. This line is another, I guess, implication of, or it's another imagery of getting rid of the light, the sun. Sun is a source of light. So obviously unmaking the laws of the sun, or deconstructing, and I'm not even saying it right, deconstructing the sun, concept of sun, means getting rid of the light. So again, there's lots of imageries of getting rid of the light, losing all hope, silence, and fading away. Even carrying away all existence in her gravity is another signal for fading away and being gone. She pleads agony is descend and resound. I'm not really sure what that line implies, so if you guys can give me a little bit of hint on what that could mean, then do let me know down below in the comments. Eternity haloed with obscurity. Cathedral of the void, crowned in lament and fear. So again, this is more indicating her royal, I guess, what is it? Not royal blood, but that she herself is as important and commanding authority as a potential type of royal being, whether it's actual royalty or just something that people gave her the title of. So again, then it's repeating all that is there. But this is basically, since it says sing for the queen, it's obviously in the point of view of the ones that believe in her, which are the Raptures. So in that sense, this song is in the point of view of the Raptures and are singing in her praise, I suppose. And that's probably why, even though the imagery itself sounds horrible, because it sounds despairing to us, to the Rapture is something to be happy about. So they're obviously going to be seeing that. So this song seems to be about the presence and authority that the queen has over the Raptures and the potential dream that they have of her destroying the world, is what I'm getting from the music and also from the lyrics itself. And I just really love their use of the cello, especially, like, I think it was right here. Not there. Oh yeah, right here. Cello gives off a very full experience. And what I mean by that is that when you're playing violin, it has a very light sound. And what I mean by that, it's not heavy. It's like when you're eating a salad. That's pretty much the feeling that you get when you listen to a violin. Obviously, the lower the strings, the heavier the sound can get and the more full it feels. Like if you're playing like in third position or fifth position on a really like E string or something, like a really high note, then it feels like it's super light because you can't like push down on your bow in order to have the sound, or else that'll make a really unpleasant sound. But obviously the lower the notes, the heavier and I guess thick the sound gets. So I guess what I want to say is that the violin has a lot thinner sounds. So when you listen to the cello, which is usually in the lower notes, chords, it sounds a lot thicker and fuller and it commands more attention when you're playing it solo, for example. Of course, if it's too deep, like the bass, and I don't mean like the guitar bass or whatever, I mean the actual, like the big one that you usually see for jazz music, you won't be able to, like, I guess, hear the notes very well for those. So cello is always a very good option to show that fullness, the thickness, the true power of something compared to like a violin. Violin also has its amazingness, especially when it comes to graceful and I guess fleeting emotions. But the darker and deeper those ugly feelings are that you want to express, I think cello is the best one to go for. Of course, viola is also good too, but I do think for this context, I suppose, the cello would be a better option, and they definitely utilized it well. It makes you feel like you're seeing royalty right now. And then bringing together the brass and the wind instruments, which I don't think they use wind instruments. I think it's mostly brass music or brass instruments, like I'm not really familiar with brass instruments very much, but I do think they use it heavily here in addition to the cello, which makes the fuller, thicker sound stronger as it goes by. So in here, it's a lot lighter, so you can hear I think it's the wind instruments, and I think there is some violin. So it's a lot lighter here, and intentionally. It makes you feel like you're floating in the sky, to producing that thin, really whimsical, I guess, what's the word? Thickness? No. Vibe, I guess, mood. Because, you know, right here, it's supposed to be about like, oh my gosh, things are gonna be destroyed. But to the Raptures, it's something to be happy about. So it just feels like a party to them, which is why here it's like very light and not as like boom, 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 you know? So it feels like you're floating as you're listening to this particular part. There's violin here. So the moment that they want to like show like extreme power is when they use brass and cello very heavily. Of course, the other instruments are also being used, but I think they are at like, not pianissimo, but at least the volume isn't as loud as like the brass and the cello. Especially the cello is more prominent in like the solo parts, especially like in, I think, 23 seconds-ish. So here the brass is definitely the star. You can, like, the supporting instruments are the strings from what I understand. And that makes it feel like the end is near. So cello is more of the foreshadowing, and the violin, the wind instruments is like the illusion that things are okay. And then brass is like, okay, wake up, you guys, you're doomed. That's what it feels like, at least with the use of the instruments. I really enjoyed this one. I think this one might be my favorite for sure out of all the anniversary songs. It's to my taste. All the music and instruments that they used are definitely my type, and the the vocals are just phenomenal. It works so well with the song, and they definitely, Pernell is able to command attention with her voice, but also make it light enough so that it feels like you're in a dream during the parts where there's only violins and wind instruments. And the duality is staggering, which makes it even more fun to listen to, especially when the climax happens and it's just like, this is the queen. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Thank you for recommending me to check this one out. Again, if you want to request a custom video that you really, really want me to react to, then go ahead and go on my sponsor page. If not, and you don't really care when I react to it or if I ever do, then you can comment down below which song you want to you want me to react to next. And of course, as always, if you enjoyed my reaction to this, then be sure to support the original video. And of course, if you like my reaction to it, then be sure to give it a like, comment below, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.